Alright, so let's start with some front splits today. You will need 2 blocks. If you're like me and your knees are a bit bad with hard floors, you can have a mat or use carpet, anything really. Alright, we're going to start on our knees in our lunge. So start with your bad leg, out in front, straight, and we want the back leg 90 degrees to the ground. So straight down, then we're going to lunge forwards from there. So now that, because my back leg was 90 degrees from the start, when I lunge forward, now it's not over too far. So you don't want it to be there, where it's too far, your knee is too far over the top of your foot. So lunging forward. You can use your blocks for support, or if you want to make it more intense, pop your hands on the back of your butt and pushing down. If you want to make it even more intense, what you can do is you can push your back foot into the floor. So it's almost like you're trying to lift your knee off the floor, but not quite. So pushing the top of your back foot into the floor, sorry. And just hold. Next we're going to put, so we've got our left leg front, so we're going to put our left arm down on the ground next to our butt, or if you want variation, you can put it on a block to make it easier. But I'm going to put mine on the floor. So left arm on the floor, right arm over. We're stretching out our obliques as well as our hip flexors. So it should be coming up all the way here. And don't forget to push the top of your back foot into the floor if you want more. Now remember, you can hold these stretches for as long as you'd like. I usually do about 30 seconds for each one, but you can do as much as you'd like. All right, then after that one, I'm going to bring the blocks back, tuck the back toe under, and we're going to try and keep our hips as close to the floor as possible. So we're going to push the back leg straight, keep the hips close to the floor. So we don't want to be coming up and down like that. We're just going to push straight, keep the hips close. Yeah. So I usually do this one about 10 times each side. And then when you're done that, pushing back and straightening the front leg. Now we're going to do a hamstring stretch, so leaning down towards your leg. You can use blocks if you'd like. We want to try and keep our back flat, so we don't want to be trying to get our head to our knee like that. We want to push our stomach to our knee, so we're like rolling down onto our leg. So holding this. Oh, another thing, don't forget to keep your hips square. So we don't want to see this. See how my hips are very open, and you can see both of them? Try and keep them closed. So we're going to bring that hip in. And if you look at your hips, they should be both facing forwards. Both hip bones. All right, now we're going to pull back the foot. And to make it more intense, you can use your muscle here on the front of your shin, and just use that to squeeze your foot back as well as pulling it back with your hand. All right, then after that, we're going to do some leg lifts. So this will help you with your active flexibility. So you can have your blocks down as low as you want or as high as you want. The higher it is, the easier it is. So I'm going to do mine on the floor. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and lift the leg just in little pulses off the floor. Yep. So I'm going to do 30 of those. If you're just starting this, maybe start with 15 and build up. All right, once you've done that, grab your blocks back. I'm going to lunge forward again. So now we're going to pick the back leg up from behind us. So with same arm, same leg, just going to bring it up to our butt, lunging forward. Trying to keep our hips turned forward, so you don't want to turn out too much. So try and keep turned forward. Lunge and bring it in. All right, now we're going to come up slightly and pull the leg in even further if we can. And then from there, once we're as far in as we can, I'm going to lunge forward from there. So it should be a deeper stretch now. Okay, now, staying in this position, I'm going to kick our back leg against our hand. So we're going to resist that way for 10 seconds. So resist, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax and try and pull it in even more for 10. And resist for another 10. And relax and pull it in. Then last one, resist. And pull it back in. All right, coming out of that one, you put your blocks to the side for the next one. We're going to do our pigeon. So we want our heel in line with our knee, so 90 degrees. And then from there, we're trying to bring our hips as close to the ground as possible. So my right hip is up at the moment, To get the stretch, what we're going to do is we're going to press our right hip into the floor. All right, then to make it more intense, I'm going to lie down towards our leg. And again, you're trying to pull with your hands, try and get the hips to the floor. You should feel it in your left butt cheek. If you've got your left leg in front, that is. And just breathing. And when you breathe out, try and relax more into the stretch. All right, now we're going to put our opposite arm. So I've got my left leg forward. I'm going to put my right arm through this hole in between my left arm and left leg and twist. So this will get my right hip even closer to the ground. All right, so I just want to mention, with the last one where we were up on the tip of our knee, pulling the leg in, if you have a sore knee and you don't want to do that one, a really good alternative is, in your pigeon, pull your leg all the way into your crotch, and then you can pull your back leg in, and you can get the same quad stretch like that. Again, remembering to try and face your hips forward, try not to let it open out so then your leg comes falling to the side. Yeah, and you can do the same thing just like that. And resisting, relaxing, the whole lot. Yep. So, now we're going to do some active flex standing up. So, I'm going to get you to stand, legs about hip width apart. If you want, you can use blocks like this. I'm just going to have my hands on the ground. So, what you're going to do is, you're going to pick up your right leg. So if your left leg was forward in all of those stretches, we're going to pick up the right leg behind, and we're going to kick for 20. So, you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and now we're going to do 20 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then we're going to do a 10-second hold. If you want, during the hold, you can come up onto your tippy toes. just for a little bit extra. So hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that one should really get your glutes going. Shake it out. All right, now onto the other leg. We'll do our full splits right at the end, so we're nice and limber when we do them. Alrighty, so if you had your left leg forward last time, we're going to bring our right leg forward. Remembering, straight leg, 90 degrees, straight down to the ground. Then lunging forward. Hands on your butt if you want more, pushing the top of your back foot into the floor as well if you want even more. And then right hand on the ground or on a block, and reaching over, stretching out all the way. And coming back to center, grab your blocks again. I'm going to push the back leg straight. So, remembering keeping your hips down, close to the floor, not up and down the whole time. So straighten, bend for 10. And then pushing back to straighten. So, again with this one, trying to like roll flat onto our leg rather than hunching over to get down. So, flat back. If you need blocks, you can use them. If not, just hands on the floor. Remembering to keep your hips square as well. And then we're going to pull our foot back and squeeze with that muscle there. Squeeze it back as well as pulling with our hand. Pointing again. This next one we're going to do our 30 or 15 lifts. Remember, you can have your hands on the blocks or on the floor, whichever you prefer. Just try not to hunch too much. So naturally you will have a little bit of a rounded back, but try not to do these ones, yeah? All right, when you've done that, grabbing your blocks back, and we're gonna lunge forward again. And like last time, we're gonna pick the back leg up. Trying to face the hips forward, not too far out. What you'll find if you're facing out is your leg will come out to the side. So if your leg's going up straight to the ceiling, that's a good thing. Oh, and if you feel like you need more support in this one, you can just pop the block under your butt like that. All right, we're gonna sit up and pull the leg even further in, and then lean forward again. All right, and then we're going to do our resisting. So 10 seconds resist against your hand. And relax and pull it in. And resist. And pull it in. And resist last time. And pull. And coming out of that one, blocks to the side. I'm going to go into our pigeon. So, again, 90 degrees, heel in line with your knee. Making sure your back leg is straight, so not coming off to the side. Straight in line. And then trying to pull your opposite hip to the floor. Then we're going to lean forward, hands on the ground, and try and pull with the opposite arm, so this time it's my left arm, pulling my left hip into the floor. Breathing, trying to sink lower every time you breathe out. And right arm up, left arm through the hole, bringing the left hip to the ground even more. And coming up. And again, if you didn't want to do the last one with your knee on the ground, you can tuck your leg in, bring the back leg up and do it that way. Okay, so for our active splits now, you're going to be standing up again. Again, you can be on your blocks if you want. Now we did our right leg forward, we're going to kick our left leg back. So we're going to go for 20 kicks, really squeezing that glute. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then going for 20 pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then our 10-second hold. So again, coming up on your tippy toes if you want to make it a little bit more intense. So up, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And down. Now, before we go into our splits, we're just going to do one last one. Actually, I lie. Let's do 2 more. One more active, and then we'll do a little bit of stretching our nerves. So, lying on our back, trying to keep both hips on the floor so we're not like kicking and lifting the hip. We want to keep both hips on the floor as we're kicking. So we're going to do 10 kicks, 10 pulses, and then hold for 10. So same thing we did going backwards, except just 10. If you want to do 20, you can. So we'll start with our offside leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pulsing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. And down. And other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and pulsing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold. All right, so sliding down into the splits. Going to start on our off side again. Have our blocks just behind our knee, not too far. Then we're going to face our hands backwards. So usually when you're on blocks, you'd probably be that. This time we're going to go the other way. So you might have to arch a little bit back onto your blocks. Then we're going to slide the front foot forward. You'll be able to tell if you're square if your hands stay on the blocks. So if your hands start to fall off like that, see my hips are opening? I'm not square. Yep. So if you can see, my hips are facing out to the side now. We want to try and keep them facing forward as much as we can the whole time. So that's what the blocks are for. You're going to slide down, down, down. And both my hands are still on the blocks. Once you get down, you can take the hands off. If you're still up, maybe leave your hands on the blocks still. But see how my hips are facing forward now? That's where you want to be. And I usually just hold for a minute. And when you're done, pushing back up and swapping over to your other leg. So again, starting straight leg, blocks just behind the knee, hands facing backwards, and then sliding forwards, trying to keep the hips facing forwards as much as possible. And when you're done, pushing up and coming out. So one last thing we're going to do, just for active splits, we're going to need like something slidey, a knee pad. And you can use your blocks for support. Going to put our leg, just the heel on the slidey thing. I'm going to slide forwards, so only use the blocks if you feel like you're going to fall over. You don't want to be, on the blocks the whole time, pushing up with your hands. So what we're going to do is we're going to slide down, only go as far down as you can come back up. So sliding, 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 and push. So I'm squeezing with this bit and that bit on my front leg. Yep. And we're squeezing the legs together to come back up. So again, if you're coming down to here and then falling and your hips are out, not square, you won't be able to push back up. So this is a really good test to make sure that you're square and only going down as far as you can push back up in your square splits. So we'll just do 5 on each side. One, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the other side, just switching, and 5 on that side. And 5. And that's it.